Alrighty, fellas. Today is the day. And honestly, thank fucking God. I was getting sick of the other games, bruh. I'm so ready for this one, man. Hopefully y'all are doing well, bruh. I've needed like an Ace Attorney crave for a while, bruh. I'm glad these came out. I've heard very good things about the investigations, the two games, bruh. So excited. I need to avoid fucking Twitter like the plague, dog. Most of my Twitter now is like Persona, Yakuza, and Ace Attorney, bro. All I see is stuff about this game. So no Twitter for me for a while, bro. I probably should get one more water, bro. I'm gonna have to talk for a while, so. First, Jiro! Woo! We're so back. All right. We're so fucking back, bro. I don't know why it's windowed, but I'll fix that, bro. Oh yeah! I don't know why it's windowed, hold on. It just looks amazing too. I don't know why it was unwindowed. Alright, hold on. I gotta grab another water real quick. Today's probably not gonna be a full... Today's not gonna be a full stream. I just want to do like the first case. I don't know how long it is, but we'll do it and then we'll pick this back up tomorrow. But hold on, I'm gonna grab a water real quick. Probably just like, I mean, yeah, but nah, this music goes stupid though. Soundtrack. Do we want to do the OG soundtrack first, or do we want to do the arranged, which is the like the newer sounding stuff? I think we should do original. What do you think, detective? We'll do the original. Obviously, we're going HD style. Yeah, I'll do the HD style. Run controls. Text give, transparency. Low. Yeah, we'll go original. Like I said before, I've heard... Just make sure the game's not too loud. I've heard only good things about these two games, especially the second game. So, I'm excited. Prosecutor's Gambit. Let me check. How many episodes are there? I don't want to spoil myself. 5. Okay, 5. All right, not bad. All right, I'm gonna do like I usually do with Ace Attorney games. I'm gonna turn off my camera so I can kind of just like sit here and talk without resting bitch face. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye now. Wait. Nah, it's music though. It's going stupid. All right. Turnabout Visitor. Episode 1. Oh yeah. We're so back. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. So from what I know, these games take place right after the original trilogy. So like right after Trials and Tribulation. So to make sure what the defendant is found guilty. Oh shit, my fault. That's the job of a prosecutor after all. I didn't miss that. I missed that, bro. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. I always have been, always will be. Alright, bitch. Oh my god. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. Miles! He's finally back, man. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door's unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Oh, I kind of like this, bro. What the? You're like a free roam, too. What's the meaning of this? Freeze! It's the cops! It's definitely not the cops. Identify yourself. Shut up. Alright. Got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Damn! Why? What? Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. It sounds like he's dealt with something like this before. Oh, so he just backs away? Got it. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases in some very frantic and busy days. Bro just got back. It's like 3 a.m., dog. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. This is cool. Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. Fucking missed Gumshoe, bro. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Oh, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. Not about the murder, just the mud. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that piqued my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I get the naggy feeling that is something important to keep in mind. Is this like the court records or something? Got my prosecutor's badge and the victim in this case. I mean, you can't really say if it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Something that you don't got, Gumshoe? By finding the connection between two pieces of information, connecting them, new information is born. This is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with, yeah, and then I connect them together with, yep. Okay. Huh. For successfully making a what? Without what? Without fucking up? Without using story mode. Oh my god, I'm so good, bro. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yeah, well, when you follow leads to the conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. Oh, you got her, Nameless? W. Good shit, buddy. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. If you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? Okay. I'll give you great precise evidence as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. So I can talk to Gumshoe by pressing Y. Oh! Okay. Okay. Oh, he follows me? Let's go! Free roam Ace Attorney! I've been playing AA with my mother. She loves Phoenix and Edgeworth. I saw you be Justice for All. What do you want now? Trials and Tribulations? Razzie! What's up, man? How you doing, man? W. Has she been doing all the work, bro? Stop doxing me? What do you mean stop doxing you, bro? It just pops up on Steam. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? Okay, hold on. If that's gonna be up here, right in the middle. Until I can find out somewhere else to put you on. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective? I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Can I go up more frames, or is it just 60? It's probably just 60. Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. Aw, Gumshoe. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give a chess a try. In that case, I suppose I set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. She's smart. She understands what happens most of the time. When she doesn't understand something, she makes theories like, he killed him because he is secretly gay. A lot of the Ace Attorney fandom does shit like that, bro. Trying to figure out if I want to play something, nothing really catches my attention. You got anything in mind, or no? Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. It's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Nah, not really. You want like a story game, a multiplayer game? As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'll have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Been slacking, to be honest. I don't blame you. I've been slacking on Honkai a little bit. I did get Sparkle, though. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that came with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns? Is that Wendy Oldbag, bro? Is that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stalks? That's enough, detective. You need not to remind me further. Okay. Steel Samurai. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared anyhow. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but... Hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo is the Steel Samurai. It is goal to defeat the evil magistrate, the show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. Along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. So tiny that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Yeah, so that thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Ah, watch out for the teacup fragment there, sir. That killer's going to pay. This tea set. You're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasting one of my monthly paychecks. Yeah. Edgeworth's a little kid at heart. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Ooh. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. That's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink. Bro really said coinky-dink. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. Oh my god, he did get shot in the dick. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. Okay. Ah. That's kind of cool. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to a recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. Well, what have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know how to keep track of it all. All right, if you say so. I log any and all evidence I find in my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to open... Okay, so it's just like court records. But the organizer isn't only for evidence, I keep people's profile. Okay, it's literally just court records. You gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. Got it. To think that it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at track and field meets to start races. If you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. This feels so fluent, too. Looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Was that it for the gun? Guess so. Me prosecutor's badge, bro. This badge design is said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law. And executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frost and blazing summer days. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. What do you mean I have no interest in doing so? Wait, what? Does he not want to be a prosecutor anymore? Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with a number of its owner on the back. Numbers. As if we're not human on the inside like everybody else. We saw the guy shoot the thing in the wall. That's true. So there's another gun. The victim's badge probably fell out of his pocket during the struggle. We'll always take extra care to make sure mine doesn't fall out of my pocket, sir. Oh? I always have it down at the bottom of one of my super deep pockets without fail. Is it possible that he has never taken his tattered coat to the cleaners? Let's give the body a once-over. I mean, he gave it to Francisco once. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. I don't believe it. I packed those files on those shelves so tight. It's not even. That's not. Wait, that not even an earthquake could make them fall. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation's over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Says something there. G-U-N... I can't read the rest. It really does look like his dick. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Signs of a struggle. Tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? I guess it's about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to the... Jim! Damn! Why, oh why, how could this have happened to a guy like you? He even has his right hand on his butt and all. That is true. Looks like he's scratching his ass. Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Man, what? Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Ports... How do you pronounce that? Jackus? Jax? I don't know how to pronounce that. Portsman, prosecutor. I'm just gonna call him Portsman. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors have all locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. So we're defending Gumshoe then, it looks like. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then, you're Jim's killer. No way, pal, you got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you're a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all of the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? He's not gonna shake hands. Pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there, sir. Man, what? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jib. This guy is a little weird. Other than that, gum on the books is supposed to say gumshoe. Actually, you're probably right. That does kind of look like gumshoe. And that, like, from right here, it does look like gumshoe. I know y'all can't really see it, but this guy's a weirdo, bro. I should probably give them some space. Hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. Oh, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Like what? I take you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Oh, there you go. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Phoenix. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my own way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Bro's doing his best Sholmes cosplay. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and point why with conviction. When I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Eureka! Eureka! I've heard that before. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Gorilla? Welcome. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you can kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Oh, that's not suspicious. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. That's not suspicious. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. So, what you're telling me is every prosecutor has these secret safes to hide evidence, maybe? Fucking bastards. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That sounds even more suspicious. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Trial evidence used. I won't rest till I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? What? Fuck I do, gorilla. offices have safes. It's not weird, but like to hide it and prosecutors be like the only ones that have it, kind of sus, bro. His keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir? Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? Or money, information, etc. Look at Damon Gant, that motherfucker, Doug. You got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down. Wiped down well. Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them. Prints were wiped. As I thought. It appears that logic's the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Okay. I believe I haven't figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe. But just seeing a safe is not suspicious at all. No, I know. I'm just busting your chops, bro. Motive? Theft? Making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. I'll chop your buns. Don't chop my buns. Okay, I don't think. Okay, ever knew there was a safe hidden back here? Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now, would they? Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? If there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right? What if there was? No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? Oh, shit. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may? Jib, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see, I'll be there for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. Come on, bro. Okay. Wee. How's it coming along? This picture is too important to mess up. I seem to have picked up a few good leads. Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all the information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. You said that you can look at your... Okay. So I guess I do gotta start piecing shit together. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it would be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And? So what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. Sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. It's suspected the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor. The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Bro sat in his own blood. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file space. This indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Yeah, it looks like, why is there blood on his ass? That's what I'm saying. I think he sat in his own blood, bro. It said he was shot through the stomach, but me and Jiro said he got shot through the dick. It's a little too low for the stomach, bro. Yeah, the handprints are probably like this because he was like, his back was to the shelf, and his hands were, like his hands were behind him, grasping the shelf. That would explain it at least. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot, yeah. There are prints on the floor, too. Must have been made when he was in it went... Wow. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. I put them all back, just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. If he was shot in the stomach standing up, those probably should be up here. Or at least right here. Oops. Oh. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. I haven't saved yet. Guess we're supposed to deduce something. Maybe the bullet hole with the gun? Eureka! Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Okay. Possibly the mom. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05. Well, no, because the books were... Wait. So were the books on top of the... bullet hole with the body?
Eureka!
There was clearly there you go. There was clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. Okay, so we were on the right track, just wrong piece of evidence. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against a shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is that faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels of the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah. You see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. And the rest are down the bottom right. Yeah, FG. Yeah, it definitely says Gumshoe over there. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would somebody kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. I feel like almost every first case we have it's like it ends with somebody's name being written, bro. It's like, all right, I get it. Gotta write a name every fucking time. It never works. When are these killers gonna realize writing somebody's name doesn't work? As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. We figured out the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. These handprints belong to the victim, right? It makes sense with the body position. Yes, he must have left them. But he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. Can you go over this crime scene with a fine-tooth comb one more time? Yeah, it worked with Danganronpa because the victim actually wrote it. But and all these other ones, bro. There must be some. Or, what if Leon actually never killed her, bro? How crazy would that be? There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, detective. Roger that, sir. I'm ready to go. This? What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of a criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? We killed Leon! Investigation complete. Yay! Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And his most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose a flaw in his logic with this technique. How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? I mean, I've never done it on this game, sure. Alright, first, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organ... Okay. It's the same thing. I thought it might have been different. It's the same thing. I need to press. Got it. What have we got to play as Gumshoe, bro? Mr. Portsman Logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like he had to commit the theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. It will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling out for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Well, he wouldn't have to steal his gun because he has his own. Oh, it doesn't say that though. That's cringe. I'll just press.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? When clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious Jim is the perfect name for my companion? Jackus and Jim. Like I said, I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Jaquez or Jax? I don't fucking know. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jackus and Buddy sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet.
Hold it!
You really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true, okay? Then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no?
Hold it!
Hold it! And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. Can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing spike. They definitely weren't covered up, buddy.
Objection!
Let's go. Is that not it? Okay, fine. So be it.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. Looks like Mr. Portsmouth still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Yeah, there is a part missing.
Objection!
There it is. Okay. He does the fucking head shake, bruh. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsmouth, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem. I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. You still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? That's impossible. What do you mean that's impossible? What's impossible, Mr. Portsmouth? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name were the missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone. There's only half an H. Song kind of fire, bro. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsmouth? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Man, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Well, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Hear me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edward just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Man, what? Did he? Oh. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Why do I sense that you still have something to say? Okay. Well, I was thinking, did you know there was one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl's a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. Uh-oh. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called up Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh my god, it's Maggie, bruh. I completely forgot about her. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I completely forgot about Maggie, bruh. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? Is he really gonna pin this on Maggie, bruh? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Oh my god. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. What is he doing with the fucking coat, dog? That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, Detective Gumshoe was the one who opened the door. And that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? This can open up every office door it is used. Its use is controlled by security staff. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. So he's like an athlete, got it. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me, got it. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. Seems that the only one to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him.
Hold it!
Looks like a tennis. You could have just said a tennis player. I think it's volleyball. I don't know. It's one of the two. It's either tennis or volleyball because he was talking about like rallies and shit. I think there's rallies in volleyball. Magic's not here, so I can't ask him. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Of course. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I say it'd just be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't in the security booth, sir. It wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? Put handprints? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsmouth says, Detective. Can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Now I think about it, didn't she quit being an officer, become a maid in the restaurant? I don't know if maybe she went back. I mean, she is a security guard. It's like overnight security too. I don't know if that was a full-time job for the restaurant though. But what do I know? I don't remember. That was so long ago, bro. We played those games like a year and a half ago.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking, ask for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? Prescott has one in their office. Only they know of them. Prints were wiped. I think it's that, but I'm gonna keep pressing. Also, stop with the jacket. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps doing that, Doug.
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a 31 hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts, Miss Bird, from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face, see? There goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. Ah, but we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand what I say. And since she is the only one who could have opened your office door...
Hold it!
I'm telling you because I just finished game 2 and she says I'm gonna work at a restaurant. And we know she did in the 3rd game. Oh. No, maybe she quit the restaurant business. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? It seems that there's another way to open the door other than with the master key. Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I have you know, I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. I guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would.
Hold it!
My controller! I dropped my controller. Okay. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about. Sir? We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, of course not. That's hogwash. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Poor Gumshoe, bruh.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figure that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. Okay.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be. But you must be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and safe were targeted. Damn. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Huh. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the anger face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I only just told him, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she said stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office, which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. He has no honor? Oh, has he no honor? Now I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Teft Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request, for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? All right. To be continued. We got a to be continued in the first try, in the first case. Ladder. Investigating the hallway. My God, it's mad early too. 4 a.m. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. It's true. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Oh, I found the binder. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Alright, hold on. I gotta piss so bad. Give me 1 second, fellas. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, I'm back. I'm glad Detective Gumshoe is just like our partner in crime in this shit. Alright. Oh my fucking god, bro. Get me out of here, dog. I shoulda knew. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. It's... isn't that the missing O series file, sir? No doubt about it, the bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the case within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to our high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means that the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? Fucking pain, dog. Come on. I thought we were gone, bro. I thought that guy was gonna be the first prosecutor. Jesus. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, Detective? In a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same, me getting trounced by a lawyer. I wonder who that is. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning, naturally. I checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Okay, so it tells you when you do. Okay. Basketball. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsmouth's prized possession, sir. Oh, he's a basketball player? There you go. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Oh, there you go. Hey, he's a tennis player. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in the hallway. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it up himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? This office. 1203, 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsmouth, sir. Of course, he's right next to us. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas? I won't rest till I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I don't see any signs of forced entry. According to the guard, no signs that lock was picked either, sir. I mean that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. 1202. These four numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey, those number plates slide right out, sir. You have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... Minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see. So you're saying, sir, that being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. I talked to Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with why. Oh my god. Excuse me. Fucking water went down the wrong pipe. Holy shit, I almost just died. Whew. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. This sounds like fun. Just once, I'd have loved to play with them. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in at all that well with them. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. Okay. So this is Miles' first time meeting Maggie? That's right, because it was, what, Francisca and then Godot. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor... Man, what? 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. How the fuck is she alive? She fell from a 9th-story floor? I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? Proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. Like talking to another Gumshoe. Okay. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security's room reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was just gone. It was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. What do you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah, What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key was Portsman. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way. It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. It was around 1:30, I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you never left your keys at home, Detective. It's called for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. I won't rest. Okay. Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. That reminds me, Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. Why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because it's something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yep, that's gotta be it. Can't think of any other reason why. Can't think of at least 3. Ugh. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this? The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work there, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, Detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. He put the basketball net next to your room and told her to open the office with the net next to it. But this is his room. What's he telling him that he moved it? And then he moved it back. Minimalist yet classy door. Okay. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Okay. Then he moved it back. Moved it to Miles' room. Well, I was gonna say they dragged it up, but there's no like drag marks. I don't see no drag marks, but yeah, possibly. Well, yeah, Maggie doesn't really know either. No, yeah, that's a good theory. It's a good theory so far. I didn't get to look at the room. Oh, and you know what? I bet he changed the nameplates too. They were talking about how like the plates of like the numbers could move out of the plate easily, so he swapped them, and then he did it that way too, maybe. Looks like you're in quite the pinch, but the key was gone though, so. Well, that's the thing, the key was gone though. I don't know. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer according to post haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious, I'll keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Fucking Payne. Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations. But I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. Word of advice. Stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Okay, what else did I miss? Basketball. Okay, never mind. Oh, can I? Maybe I do this. Keep forgetting I have this. Okay. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No wait, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. Couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretend to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. There it is. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Miss Bird unlocked the door, but the master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. There you go. Oh, shit. I've had to open Mr. Portsman's office up for him a number of times before. I've also had the chance to see the inside of his office on a number of occasions, too. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it, to the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. Maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't have even a single one. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special Guard of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying, but I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Plus, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir. Damn. Poor Gumshoe. He's trying so hard, but... Okay. And that means that if his door is locked, she left Miles' door unlocked. Yeah. Can I like try his lock? Okay, so I can't try his door again.
Eureka!
There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman's noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? Either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can he prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is, we need to examine these. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like 12, for example, such as? Okay, fine. Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How'd you know? Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, that's it. Now we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... I do like some of like the answers where you fuck up, bro. Prints on the master key. If we examine the fingerprints on the master key. Well, if that's what you want to examine, sir. That was the very first thing we did. I can tell you we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's. Alright, fine. So what can we deduce from that? Ah, well, I'll tell you what I deduced. I think this means that the culprit wiped their prints off. Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad you were able to come to the same conclusion. However, the more important matter is... the prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. I thought they said the doorknob was squeaky clean, no? Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what'd you find out? There's no need for such belligerent, nostril-flaring, detective. Sorry, I've only found Mr. Portsman and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Yeah, she was the one that opened the door. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob?
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked the door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? You know, she was the one that used the key, but yeah, but then it was stolen, so maybe like the prints were on the key, but they wiped them off. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. Doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with his ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean up his toys after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Oh. Hey, you're right, sir. Guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. And not Maggie's? Maybe he like held it. Maybe he saw the way she was holding it and held it a different way. Was wearing like gloves. Because she did say it was stolen. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like what we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later. Looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it is for Mr. Portsman. Poking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind the murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on the truth's door. Knock on heaven's door. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. It's alright, bro. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jackus Portman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you could say, if you promise to stay out of our way, you intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years until Phoenix showed up. But there was this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. It really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know. Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is now explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. There's a mountain of evidence pointing you to be the culprit, too. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do. So we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. I'm gonna guess it's the door, but I'm gonna press first.
Hold it!
My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. I'd say it is, after all.
Hold it!
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I have motive for killing him. And that's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means? Doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer.
Hold it!
Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I cannot gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll hear you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. I can't present Maggie. Okay.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait. Hold on for a second. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. Use your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Oh shit. The music's going, bro.
Take that!
Oh shit. You asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah. Kinda forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. Why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. Do-do-do, do-do-do. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? The music goes stupid. Ah, yes, no Phoenix in sight. This is Edgeworth's show. Most obvious spin-off ever conceived, too. I'm so glad they did it, bruh. What's up, Hunter? I've been waiting for this game for so long, bruh. I've needed more Ace Attorney content, bruh. What's up? I see you're straight reaping the content. Hell yeah. What's up, Italian? Hell yeah, man. I'm so excited this game finally came out, bruh. And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used the one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room?
Take that!
Take that! Of course, Capcom is going to release the Professor Layton collab before doing AA Savage, just to spite us. I'd be okay with that, too. I haven't played the Professor Layton ones. That was on 3DS, right? I want to play that one, too, at some point. But I don't know. I have, like, this strong feeling that they might announce it during the Tokyo Game Show. But that's just me, bro. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsmouth. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. Yeah, I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. But at least those new mechanics got into Great Ace Attorney eventually. Which ones? Like the jury ones? Because I've never played the Layton games. But the jury thing was was pretty cool in the Great Ace. I think out of all the games I've played, the two trilogies and the Great Ace, I think I still like the Great Ace a little bit more than both. The Great Ace was just awesome. Also, Edgeworth is a prosecutor, yet in this game you're playing him as a defense, essentially. Yeah, I've recognized that he's taking more of the defensive role in this game. It'd be cool to play straight prosecutor. I feel like that'd be a little too easy, though. I don't know. What's up, Lightspeed? So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure as and innocent as my jacket. I fucking hate this jacket. Investigations 1 is also pretty underrated. Still not as good as the sequel, but I still like it. That's what a lot of people are saying. People are saying that 2 is, like, amazing. But I haven't played them yet, but I'm excited to see. Nothing much, dude. You chilling, man. Enjoying this new game, bro. Well, not new, but you know what I mean. I've been wanting more Ace Attorney content for a while. I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Let's do it. I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it!
Now, what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from the start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so...
Hold it!
Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. I like how the presses, like the presses are like super like confined. Like they're short. Century.venture. The hologram was interesting, but I mean, it's Sholmes. I could see it, but no, I don't. I can see where you're coming from. The hologram was definitely something, but I mean, Ace Attorney in and itself is kind of silly. So.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you.
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
And what about all the evidence?
Objection!
Damn. It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. Okay, it was definitely in his office the entire time.
Objection!
Okay. Stay cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. No more pressing. Stephanie weren't in your room the entire time. Is it a basketball hoop again? Oh shit.
Objection!
Forgot I had another page of evidence. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then where were you and what were you doing? Shall I explain in full detail for you? Oh, here we go. You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
I fucking love this song. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way. This is proof positive that you have Miss Bird open the door for you.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all of the prints on my office's doorknobs have been wiped clean off. I can assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? You know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. Detective Faith found you. Possibly because he heard some sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Uh-oh. He's going crazy. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. I do find it kind of sad how the most beloved AA games are from the spin-offs, not the main series. Yeah, no, yeah, that's understandable. Like the Great Ace in these two. I mean, I think out of my favorites, I think Dual Destinies and Trials and Tribulations are like two of my favorites from the main game. But yeah, it is kind of sad. Like Justice for All, I was not a big fan of that one either. And as I said earlier, but that's not to say that, I mean, they were all super good. I love this entire series. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I wiped that knob down well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, for the note, Jim left for me. Do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Horseman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Man, anybody can say that. Farewell, my turnabout at the very least. That's the last one, right? That's the last one with Maya getting kidnapped. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Because I will remember, because literally besides that one, I don't think I remember any other case from that game. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Portsman alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Do you really think that it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see? All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Dude.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, so if that's the case, yeah, there was 2 guns at the scene. Does that make the guy that showed up at Mr. Edgeworth when he showed back up, was that somebody else? Give me testimony like a pro. Okay. So you came back to your office at 2.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
You would have shot Edwards on the spot. Possibly, but leaving 2 bodies is a little, it's a little scary. So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit? After I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct.
Hold it!
Just so we're all on the same page, they're doing all like this, like, cross-examining at like 4 a.m., bruh. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. It was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Possible. He actually does have the perfect alibi? What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir. Meanwhile, Phoenix is just out taking a nap, bruh. Is that headband keeping his hair from sticking up even more wildly? Probably. Like a mohawk type thing. Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Oh boy. Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast the doubt on his alibi? The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Then who could it have been? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Could it be Payne? Oh, please. Please let it be Payne, Doug. Get him out of my face. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Well, supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Let's go, Mr. Portsman. It seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great! So you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office today. Wow. Imagine 2 people going into his office the night he comes back. What do you mean 2? It explains both. Why couldn't they do it like because he was gone for like a month. They could have did it for like in the span of a month. But of course they had to do it at the time he comes back. It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. They were on DVD for those days. Ah, they were playing video games. The door was opened by Maggie that night. But, I mean, it wasn't Maggie's first day, was it? I mean, if Maggie's been working that job for a little bit, she could have did it a different night. Now then, return to my scenario. Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then just when he was about to look somewhere else. Who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? Why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? He must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. I didn't know he was coming back. I like how you're trying to, like, put Mr. Payne into this case, bro. I think Payne's just being paid. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? I mean, it's paid. Jiro was always on to something. This is just the first theory of many for Jiro and Miles Edgeworth's games. Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another? Visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen O file, right, sir? There was also... Yeah, I saw that. Talking about the... yeah, I saw that. The janitor. Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shell's getting messed up twice in the two bullets. It was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times? Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth, after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the... God, this is so slow. The fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if your theory is right. This dumbass jacket, bro. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is it that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. I know, someone's gotta take that fucking jacket, bro. Oh shit. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jin came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at the criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't it the time to be having these dead-end discussions? The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. It was found. There's no autopsy report, bro, so we don't really know exactly when he died. It's just when he was found. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Hold it!
Hold it! Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Of course the autopsy's been taking place yet, but they already did all their stuff. That's why they were able to move the body. So, hurry it up! Mr. Face Killers very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files. It was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the zero files, right? And that's how we also know that the letters themselves were a setup and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was a killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Or maybe the killer just didn't think of that either? Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe.
Hold it!
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh? You talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. Ah, it's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all.
Hold it!
This theme plays for the final testimony, I believe. By the way, all the other games have 2 cross-examination phases. Moderato and Allegro. Spinoff has 3. And Presto. Is this Presto? But according to Mr. Faith's notes... Hold on. I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that it was in my office the entire time. Can't like flip it or nothing.
Hold it!
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Mr. Sir, it says 3.
Objection!
Yep. Sick. I was gonna say, because I went for the original, because they let you pick between the original and then arranged, so, but I went original. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. Oh shit! What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. Ah, it says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by a simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? His shoulder looks so looks like it's like tucked in. You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Oh, shit. What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. Get his ass. Hey, what's this? He had it on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. Why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Is it like security footage? Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. There's a section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. KG8 incident. Ah, shit. Hold on, give it a second. I have a rebuttal for that objection. Give it a second.
Silence.
Oh, the KG8 incident, bruh. KG8 incident? That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video evidence is from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's reported right now. Yeah, I saw the blood on the other side. Ah! That's blood, isn't it? Yes, I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? Got it all wrong. No amount of denial could save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was that the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. Though impossible, I'm. Oh wow. What? Bro just ate his gold medal. All right, man. Take it easy there, champ. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab text on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. As a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. No, it was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was not only a burglary and a murder this time. That it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. Why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his case, sir. Court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he used is forged, sir. Every single prosecutor uses forged evidence, man. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Well, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. He never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh? Well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? That Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. It was Phoenix. Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is it a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it's the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu haunts Embassy. The noble Yatagarasu, vigilante of the business world, reappears. Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The thief has always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Would this technically be the third time Maggie's been a defendant of sorts? Yes. It was the first trial in one of the games. No. Was it? No. Yeah. I think. All the cases are blended together for me, so. It was the one, no, it wasn't the one where, no, was it the one where Phoenix got knocked out? I think. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. No, second game tutorial case and third case tutorial case, I think. And then this. So, it's been 3 times. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. She wasn't... Was she the... No, because she was the, She was the defendant in the, Tigray one, right? Don Tigray? It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. Was that the tutorial? No, that wasn't a tutorial case. So the person who stole the content of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu, organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. But didn't you just come back? What are you talking about 2 days ago? The end. All right. Good introductory. Alright. I said I was going to do the first case today, but I mean, it's still... Like, I didn't say... I mean, I said it wasn't going to be, like, the same amount of time, because I usually shoot for, like, 6 hours. But today, I'm definitely going a little shorter, since it's my day off. But I'll do a little bit of this second case. And then we'll pick it up tomorrow. I don't want to shoot for just 2.5 hours. It's kind of lame. Turnabout Airlines. Oh, look who's back, bruh. Yeah, we won't go for the entire time. We'll do a little bit of this episode and then call it. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. I missed her, I didn't. I'm just kidding. She was alright. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. Man, what? So is this a past one? Oh, okay. This was him coming back, I guess. Go you! Go me! Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Jesus, thank you for flying. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. My eyes! Francisca killed someone. Bruh. Miles, get up, buddy! Get up! What are you doing? My head. I do like these little chibis too. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Huh, slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently dealing with some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oh, you just dropped your shit in juice. What's this? Travel wallet? It's not mine. Oh. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. I want this headache to go away. I'll take care of this travel wallet later. I hand it off to an attendant. Kinda airplane has an elevator. That's true. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator? What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. That is crazy to have an elevator. It's fucking Gavin, bruh. What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Yow! He's dead! He's fucking dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? Oh my god, why is there a court in a plane, bruh? You murderer! Oh my god. What? No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Are we playing as Francisca? Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenera. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. Minor? Yo, look at Edgeworth! Why is he tied up, bruh? An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. Yo? Why is that guy drinking so much? What murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So we are out of this area of turbulence. I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off. Victim was seated in the first class like myself, but I don't know his name. I guess. I've never been in first class myself. Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. Yo. Y'all see Miles Edgeworth down here in the bottom right, bruh? I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. You listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say, however, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. What is that? What credence does that have? Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. So we are going to play as Francisca, it looks like. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenario, was it? Yes? Hi, Bendy. How you doing, man? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. Chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say. It was her, bruh. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. Or what sort of plane has an elevator. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Got pizza, I'm chilling. W pizza, bro. Oops, I didn't mean to. Whatever. Alright, hold on. I gotta piss so bad. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'll be back. W pizza, Bendy. Can I have some? Hey, stop jorking it. Hey! Stop jorking it, bruh. Man, no. Oh, nah, the true culprit's here. Get him. Kia likes that emote too much. What, did she add it to hers, bruh? That'd be so funny. Kia added jorking it to hers. Caught jorking. Bro got caught jorking. Alright, let's do it. But she spams it so much. Actually, let me check. Go ahead, detective. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. Does she think a murder weapon was a wallet? So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. She thinks we could kill someone with a fucking wallet? Nah, she's not tainted. Jorkin. W. Jorkin. That's it. That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. So, what you're telling me, lady, is that I killed this guy with a wallet? That has juice on it? Lady.
Objection!
Miss Tenario. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Ah, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenario, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes. All that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sent a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Jorkin, do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. Thing is, you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator. Was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero? What? Impossible. Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood drip from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. That's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. A murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Oh, wait just a second. That is, I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. Why would you wrap a wallet around something heavy if you were going to kill somebody? Just leave the wallet alone. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling and the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. All right. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Republic of Borginia. Wow. We're doing Borginia again? I mean, granted, this was before this. So these games take place right after the original Ace Attorney trilogy. So this takes place right after Trials and Tribulations. So this would be before L'Amour in 4. So, do you need this level of IQ to be a flight assistant? I could apply. So could I. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet, the murder weapon argument, moot. Wouldn't you agree? But it's not our wallet. Yep. Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Ah, here we go, bruh. Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is... Hicks? Ackby. Ackby Hicks? Just as I thought. This is travel wallet that belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. What play on words is that, bruh? Somebody figure it out. Which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon. But it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Oh my god, bro, this lady. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? Man, what? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Meals, drinks, movies. Best restaurant in the sky. No, because all of his money is in here.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. Well, what is it now? Miss Tenero. I wonder if you noticed a contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about this scene would prove that the motive for the murder weapon was not the money? I don't know, all the fucking money on the ground?
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. Ah, that's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. Ah, I think we can assume that the wallet was found during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet...
Objection!
Yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in the wallet was Mr. Hicks' passport. If you are really insisting on that it was crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Yeah, I'm not forgiving you. Nope. Officer, it was her. Hey, what the heck? Why are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that this guy isn't the killer? Who is this clown on the right, bruh? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Oh, he's Borginian. He's definitely Borginian. What is it now? Oh, wow. Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. Sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he has given the runabout. I don't require an interpreter, I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. Who the fuck are you? I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I'd like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. How dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I want to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I'm Zinc LeBlanc. Zinc LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Oh. So you forged all that. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout, I had to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. You're on a plane, my guy. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. Why is there an elevator on a plane? And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. But wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Oh, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I say around 6:15. Ah, Hicks was his name, was it? And I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at the time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. This guy's about ready to lose it. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. A lot of glasses of grape juice. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? Bro's eating a massive thing of steak. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no ways of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say? But do you have, what do they say? The evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony? I would let it slide, since it would be understandable that you would think you have the job to find the culprit in your plane, but you have accused me with a wad as a murder weapon, so no, go find another job. In Borginia. This guy's gotta get the fuck out of here. Of course, I was looking at the man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone? A laptop or organizer I could see, but it's kind of low budget. I hate that noise, little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty, all it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero? Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Mr. Nero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. I'm going to guess they're going to say no, and we're going to have Francisca do it. You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Mr. Nero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. Why do you care so much? I hope this is a reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use Y to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Why is he constipated pointing? He doesn't like us. I don't know why, but he don't like us. Damn! Hey, lady. What you doing over here? Joel? What's up, Joel? Joel, have you played these games before? Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there! If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I was her boss, I had seen to her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Oh, shit. My fault. Wait. Captain's permission. Mr. Nero, I'd like to ask you about the investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you can pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. I think I installed it with the translation a while back but never played it. Fair enough. How'd you find your meal to be, Mr. Edgeworth? Come to think of it, I forgot all about it. I must have been asleep or something. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Let me prepare you something right away. What are you apologizing for, Mr. Nero? I failed at my professional duties by letting a passenger go hungry. Please help yourself. If you see anything to your fancy, feel free. I think I'll take my time later. After I've solved this case, thanks. Lady! Hello, lady! This leads to an emergency escape hatch. You can't go in there mid-flight. What's the probability that the criminal escaped through here? 100%. Oh, let me finish my thought. I'm 100% certain they didn't. Well, I'm searching for an answer. Only complete thoughts need apply. Oh my god, my fucking controller. What's up, shithead? Hurry up and investigate. Time should not be wasted. Precious is human time. Is how you say I believe it. Yeah, bro, he's gonna pass out. This was Mr. Hicks's seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it's in the elevator? Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. After I checked everything else, man. Ah, that's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game. Just an observation, but aren't there too many red knights around that lone blue pawn? Nonsense. It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knights, mate. It's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for an investigation. It's not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. Don't get near me, you criminal. He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I am not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. That's contrary to the facts. He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine. Thank you very much. What's a lifesaver doing here? I bought it at the flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, having one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. You, look at all these goddamn bottles, bruh. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. I didn't finish. I want to thank you for helping back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for getting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I'll bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. You reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. When we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you could think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of keycard being used at all, which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. One other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered earlier. Now then, let's get started. Where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statement. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. If you are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Can I go back up? I didn't finish talking to the people. The store leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to the unauthorized personnel. The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that a perfume would smell great. However, to me, it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. President. Can't go back up. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There was quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicion I have about you. It wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. It's been a while since I've talked this much, bruh. Oh, God. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looks like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. I did too. I've definitely missed this myself. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. Boom, 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 boom. This grand piano is the pride of the plane. You can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. No, but its keys to press along with the music as though there really is something when someone playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the left is when he was in his 40s, and the other is him in his 80s. They look exactly the same. The man aged out all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. Mr. Hugo Hughes, yep. GoU, or whatever the fuck this place is. GoU, yep. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Oh, look at all the grape juice staining the back. May not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was? Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals, the leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the Pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. That explains it. Not really a one for the music of today. Maybe you should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. Pals, pal. Glasses and candles thrown in disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's a terrible embarrassing. terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I firstly started searching for gas valves to shut off. I guess the shake in the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. Bam, 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 bam. There's footprints. What's good, motherfucker? Not too much, motherfucker. What's up with you? A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. It's the statue of our founder, Mr. Ugo. Who's I get? I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much of grape juice was here at his feet. Is that a hint of a hero worshiper I detect? Bro, I broke my headphones and they told me it's $84 just to ship it to the USA to get it fixed. I was gonna say, I forgot, like, USA? I forgot you were in Canada. Damn, that's crazy. What the fuck? It's just a metal stick that goes into the port. It got bent up bad, so it needs to be replaced. I'm gonna find a place that can get it fixed here. Do you not just want to buy another pair of headphones, or no? There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. That's what you get for being the United States hat. They're like $250. What kind of headphones? I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up, or someone might get hurt. Aha! PT770 Pros. Never heard of them. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Found some very important evidence. What is the important evidence in this scene? Fucking broken glass. Eureka!
Take that!
Take that! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think you can both agree there are a set of footprints. So you think, yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe size of everyone in the first class. I don't think they'll be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. They have an in-flight shop? Bro, how big is this fucking plane? All they gotta do is replace the metal. Motherfuckers acting like they're making a new headphone. Otherwise, I'm gonna go IEM's route. Fuck that. What do you mean IEM's route? Is that like a new pair of headphones, or? Ask if they have a zoo. But we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here. In this lounge, I must remain ever vigilant. Or earbuds? Oh, I see. This airplane probably has one. Definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if this shit has a fucking amusement park on it. At this point. Alright. Decided to try it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because it has to pass a border or something. I don't know. Germ was telling me too, because Germ is sending me like PC parts and shit. He's in California. He said like the shipping. Oh, great. He was trying to do express shipping. He said like express shipping from California to Mass, which is coast to coast, pretty much. He said it was like $1,000. Like, holy fuck. He didn't do it, but. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to the passengers are the first and second, huh? The victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects first floor with second floor. I won't rest till I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. The roller coaster inside the amusement park of the plane caused the earthquake in the airplane. Wow, sounds stupid. I mean, hey, I've heard stupider. Wonder what was hanging off of his lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. What's this sinister looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition. It is so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter of the store is closed at the moment. But it was open the whole flight until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? Can I take a gander at it? Okay, it's not there. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Okay. Looks like everything I can inspect so far. There's something that's sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Wow, he looks so happy, bruh. Looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. I guess he was having...
Eureka!
Eureka! Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Mr. Nero. Ah, so I guess it's because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone. The victim supposedly had one, but it has gone missing. Did the killer take it? Eureka! Damn. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the master of the obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps master of the obvious would be more befitting. Oblivious. My fault. So there's something spilled. There's some grape juice. I don't think anything else connects. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Mr. Nero. Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Yes, it is a rather tragic crime. I'll say, robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death. Talk about rubbing it in the salt. I can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far one more time. The key to solving this lies at the intersection of my logic and the evidence. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. I'd say the killers, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they're a vital clue to solving this case. Oh, maybe they are. Maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's go find them together. A word of advice. Nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. Okay. I'm sorry, but I must admit that I still have my doubts about you. Guilty until proven innocent, I see. Okay. Just making sure there's nothing here. How about my badge? Not even my badge. LU. 62? Damn, you're old as fuck. True, there wasn't anyone in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. In the elevator with Hicks? If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. I have it! I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I could prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes. It's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footprints here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Nice. What's going on over there? This fucking guy, bro. Oh, she's Virginian? Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. You understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It is the same level of bad as it is as if the plane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What does the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? This guy is the definition of Karen. If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense. Are you mistaken? Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, shoot yourself. What I saw. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So my eyewitness testimony, if you think you could destroy it, then come let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast.
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course I saw what was inside. Now, are you sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last after is a bit too important to let go.
Hold it!
Was he really alone? Of course! I will bet even 1 cent. A cheap ante for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent. Give it! Gib.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Also, you owe me a cent. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Huh. Can you please translate for us? Damn! Oh my god, bro. No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. Why does she look like a zombie? Her eyes look like dead. No way, that is totally impossible. I know there was no... Oh my god. I know there was no other person in there. I saw it with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more. You will recall the details of what you witnessed for me. You didn't see her eyes? Her eyes were like completely like grayed out. Like there was no pupil or anything. I was upset. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator when he was entering. But I saw that there was no one else inside. No one. Other kinds of eyes. I see. I see. What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? Not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Bro was sweating. They gotta press him.
Hold it!
So, are you still upset now? I'm always upset. The only time I'm not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked up by me.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you weren't yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time and money. You understand the point. Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? A summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. So from 6 to 8. Meals, drinks come in at 6. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone. Oh, so is what they're going. Interesting. Are they gonna go with like some time zone type of thing? They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Hold it!
Your pocket watch. I'd like you to ask a little more about it, if that's alright.
Hold it!
So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes! I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Mr. Nero, was this movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No. Now stop pointing at me like that. Odd. How did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure. You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Oh shit, my fault. Yes, of course, I'm a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made. Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me. You already owe me a cent. That's alright. All requires this piece of testimony. To my destination's time. I object.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. You already know what to do. I got it, bro. Bro, now if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. This scenario, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa. But we didn't readjust to our on-board clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. Wow, so you really fucked up. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to our flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. You cannot bet, and you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. How do you fuck up that much time? This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this is basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. Means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:50. Like, how do you mess up that much time? If he went in the elevator and then turbulence and then he's dead. Man, no, this guy's an idiot. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh, like, look at her eyes. Look at her actual eyes. I'm Cammy Mealy. Of course your name Cammy, bro. I'm a flight attendant. What is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it. You were asleep. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How'd you be so sure? How'd you be so sure of that time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were panicked at the transfer point. Parked. My fault. This flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhengfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that all passengers remain on board at the time. Thank you for your cooperation. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer to Zhengfa, correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave or did any new ones aboard this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on and off. But eventually, everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I could assume that no one left or gone on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Miss Mealy's testimony. Alright then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here at almost as soon as we left Republic of Zhengfa. Ah, You were here the whole time from 5, yes? And you are the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then how do you explain the footprints? Is not that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge waiting to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken. But what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Well, do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? The elevator, no?
Take that!
Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Usually on display at the in-flight shop.
Take that!
The murder weapon! This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win this man? There's no way to win with this man? If I may. What is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh? Why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.? Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, that was. Come to think of it. Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. What is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor. Yes. I had to do something at the shop in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky Magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why'd you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? Hold it! What is it now? What is it with that whack-ass smile? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. I have already asked her for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. That's weird. What is? She did it. Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you have permission to search all over, but you don't. And yet here you are. You flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. I don't trust her. Mr. Nero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. She knows her ass is lying. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Ternero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Could Big Booba be the culprit again? Maybe. She is very off. Guess I have to clean things up. Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Yeah, she's creeping me out, Doug. I must have rushed things here. Must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Alright. I think this is a good place to stop for now. Man, if she was only 50 years older. Man, what? Come on, Joel. Excuse me. It's a good place to end. We will finish this tomorrow. Like I said, today's my day off, so I just wanted to like start and do like the first trial, and we did a little bit of this one. I don't know how long these like sections are, so since there's no court and trial, so. I did see someone suggest Old Bag Chronicles as an AA spinoff, and I like it. You are disgusting. That would be mad gross. Alright. Like I said, I already said this wasn't going to be a long stream, but... What's up, Dylan? Alright. I would appreciate Blackwell. A Blackwell? Like a Blackwell Investigations would be awesome.
Silence!
I am ending, bro. You're a bitch. Should have been here sooner. Alrighty, fellas. I do appreciate y'all for hanging out, though, man. I'm so glad Ace Attorney is back. Ace Attorney is back! We are gonna continue this, and like I said, when P3 Reload, the IGUS episode comes out on the 10th, we will stop this, and then we will do that, and then we'll come back to this afterwards. Because I do want to do the IGUS episode, but we will come back to this afterwards. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. W-Stream. I already said I was ending early today. It is my day off, bums. It is my day off. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say it. I spoil y'all. It's mine too. It is my day off. So I wanted to stream the opening of this. So I'll be back tomorrow as per usual. We'll be back here. We'll do a whole stream on Ace Attorney. And, yeah. I think that's about it. I appreciate y'all, fellas. I love y'all, man. And I will see you guys tomorrow, alright? W Ace Attorney. We're back! Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace out, fellas.
Silence!